Hey everybody, welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are three brothers that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I am your host, Nick. Below me is my brother, Josh.
Yeah, why the fuck am I the power bottom all of a sudden?
You're always in the bottom, dude. You're never not...
Just because I No. Jake was the bottom bitch because we both know that he does the minimal work compared to both of us.
You know, you guys used to get after me about all the catty corner and kitty corner shit. The bottom, the power bottom stuff has run its course. It's a dead bit. And to my left, he's not catty corner at all. It's Jake.
I just think it's funny that 9 times out of 10 Nick says below me.
I say below. You just don't have good ears.
No, you say blow. You just leave the ear off of there.
Your ears are shit, dude. Your ears are shit.
Just like your computer.
Yeah.
Welcome to Smashing Game Time.
Hey,
I'm your host.
Hey, we're back to three brothers after Jake and Josh had the week off last week while I interviewed Pat Naum. Once again, thank you to Pat for being a great guest and talking to us about his game, The Master's Pupil. That was a lot of fun. If you haven't listened to that, go check it out. Hey, we are a Trident Network podcast. Go check out our siblings. You can listen to us anywhere you get your podcast. We're on Apple, we're on Google, we're on Spotify. You can also watch us on YouTube. We have a TikTok. Go check us out in all these places. Once again, fuck the algorithm. Tell a friend. That's right. Word of mouth is king with the Smashing Game Time bros. So go tell people with your mouth straight to their ears. And then tell them to let us have their ears for about an hour and 15 every week on Monday. Please. Guys, we're doing 2021 Q3 today, but before we do that, Jake, what have you been playing this week?
So I've been playing a lot, been kind of diverse lately. I dabbled with Brawlhalla a little bit, but not enough of that. I've been playing a lot of League of Legends Wild Rifts on my iPad. Been actually playing the support role and getting quite good at it. It's not my fault, it's my team's fault. That's how I see it. If we lose games. And then Apex Legends, Josh and I have actually been playing a lot of Apex lately. I'm doing pretty well when I play solo, but when I play with Josh, not so much.
No, that's not true.
Half the time.
I mean, not even that. Like, we're still positive. We haven't gone negative.
A few times.
Sorry you guys are having marital problems on the Apex Legends front. I'm so sorry.
Well, we're sorry you can't play games like that anymore because you're too old.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
So you go where all the other diddlers go and go to Fortnite. Grab yourself a little 5-year-old.
Shut up, old man.
If I'm going to play anything that feels like Titanfall, it's going to be a Titanfall game. I'm a purist, okay?
You mean a dead game? No. Nick and dead games are like this. For those who can't see visually, it's me crossing my fingers.
Me and dead games are best friends.
Nick, you and dead dads are best friends.
Oh, fuck.
Oof.
I am pretty tight with
can't say
Dad.
that.
Hey, Jake, anything else on your end?
No, that's it. No dead dads here.
Josh, what are you playing?
Sorry, I'm eating my dinner while we're
Here,
recording.
you know what? Go ahead and eat. I will do mine. I will do mine while you eat your lasagna. I'm still playing Baldur's Gate 3. I am taking my time with it. It is a dense game. I believe I'm nearing the end of Act 1. I won't get too into spoilers. There was a whole refuge camp situation that I helped settle. There are many ways to settle that, I know, because I've been save scumming and kind of playing around with it. There are random encounters. I saved I think it was a dark elf from a group of goblins, and they've tied him to a windmill, and he's like going in circles, and you have to go turn off the windmill. Little did I know, there's a switch that stops the brakes and a switch that cuts the brakes. Guess which one I accidentally hit the first time and sent him flying across the map. I cut the brakes on accident, and that was pretty funny. And then, like 2 steps away from that, you go outside of town, and you come up to a barn, and you hear some grunting, and you're like, oh shit, there's like a monster in this barn. And you open this barn door, and one of the, what were they called, like bear bugs, or they're like the giant ogre looking guys. He's fucking an ogre. And they look up at you because you just interrupted, and then it sets off a fight. I kind of want to do a video. I kind of want to do a video where that scene plays out. Like they stop boning, and like look at you, and then it cuts to me wearing a director's hat. Hey, what are you doing in here? We're filming. And
Actually, Twitch subscriber alert or whatever, same thing, but rather than your character is just, some randomly generated person, and it has whoever subscribed to you coming up and walking in on you getting fucked by the whatever.
oh, you're putting your head over the ogre,
Yeah.
Yes.
and it's just you and the ogre looking up like, what are we gonna do about this? They just, and you can respond to it multiple ways. Like there's an option where you just back away, and
I love it.
there's an option where you're like, oh no. And no matter
Well-
what you say, they're like, oh, we're going to fuck you up.
They want to fuck you. You seem too much.
You've seen too. And it's funny because I'm playing a Dragonborn, which in this game, and I'm guessing D&D, looks like a humanoid dragon. And his jaw just drops. It's funny every time he's like... And I'm starting to see some of the romance options as well. So one of my party members, we had some wine after we saved the refugees. We shared a night under the stars talking about our feelings. I think it's getting pretty serious. I don't want to fully commit yet. My other party member, I just found out is a vampire because he tried to suck my blood in the middle of the night. So this game is going all over the place. I will say this is the most intrigued I've been by party members since Mass Effect 2. And this is the most intrigued I've been by side quests since The Witcher 3. So this is like the perfect blend of the two.
So I have to ask real quick, since you're the only one of us that has played it so far. Do you think, because obviously all these other companies are freaking out going, oh, we can't, to have games like this is just unrealistic and just not possible. They shouldn't be doing this. Do you think Baldur's Gate 3 basically told all those companies to shut the fuck up with Baldur's Gate 3?
I think it's a different development cycle, and I saw plenty of takes of this from the Big Boy Gaming podcast that I didn't that I didn't quite agree with. But I mean, I look at Hades, and no other like indie devs were looking at Hades and going like, "Oh no, we gotta be like Hades." No AAA company should be looking at Baldur's Gate 3 and like, "Oh no, we gotta be like Baldur's Gate 3." It's just it's unrealistic. The game had a long early access phase.
Very long.
What was it, 3 years?
Yeah, I think so.
And that was probably lengthened by COVID. I think everyone just needs to chill the fuck out and just enjoy the game. We don't need to be all up in arms every time a game comes out and rattle some cages. We don't have to do it. It's okay. We'll just let the thing be and let the other things be. Okay?
Let's just all agree microtransactions are a complete crock of shit.
Oh yeah, like I don't think anyone that was in charge of making the call on microtransactions in Diablo 4 should really pat themselves on the back for that idea. But also, these things can coexist. As a consumer, you don't have to go and get the battle pass or go and get that armor that's $50 or get the horse armor. You don't have to do any of that.
No, so I agree with that, but there should be an option for you to be like, kind of like how, what game was it? Like Warframe. Warframe is the perfect, you can sit there and grind your way through it and eventually unlock everything. It's not like it's locked behind a paywall. Mm-hmm. Like, are you going to work your ass off to get everything? Yes. But it makes it, I mean, people are going to be that much worth playing in. You're going to keep that concurrent number up the whole time.
I think really the difference that I see in Baldur's Gate 3 that I don't see in much else is just a focus on the characters in the story. Like, I feel there's intentions there. There's a lot of stuff going into what I'm experiencing and all these choices that I have. And I'm not saying I need all those choices in other games, but if I'm bad example because I hate Destiny, but why am I doing the Vault of Glass again? Oh, I need to download the app to read the lore, or I need to hop onto a wiki to read the lore. Pass.
Yeah, but the difference between all that and Baldur's Gate 3 is Baldur's Gate 3 is lined up with D&D, and D&D is, I mean, yes, obviously you want to be able to play roll the die, fuck the ogre. But realistic, it was just, as a dungeon master myself, I can't tell you how many times I allowed one of my party members to basically find a ring that allows him to make people shit their pants uncontrollably.
Go on.
I cannot confirm if that is an option in Baldur's Gate 3.
It is definitely not. I made that shit up. And I also gave him a dagger that allows him to summon ducks
Just
to fight for him.
Just ducks.
Ducks.
Does the dagger have a cool name at least?
I don't remember what the name I gave it. It's been a hot minute, but
I mean, I would have accepted a name for the dagger. I would have accepted Darkwing Duck.
That's actually a pretty clever name. No, I just there's all those options. So it's like if Baldur's Gate didn't give, I mean, it's already ingrained itself with D&D. So if it hadn't done that, giving you so many options, it's like, well, then what the fuck are we playing?
Right. Well, and you know what the issue is? So I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now. But you know the episode of Ed, Edd and Eddy where they're cleaning all the farm animals for Ralph, and the bunnies keep on multiplying until like Jimmy's on the seesaw. He comes up with a bunny. That's me with Baldur's Gate 3. I go back down. I come up with 2 more bunnies. That's 30XX in the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, and I'm like, all the bunnies. And then I go back down. Sarah, bunny attack! And now I've got all these games I'm playing that have come out, and I'm like, oh no! And then you got Starfield and Armored Core 6 coming out, which the reviews already look good for Armored Core 6.
I'm honestly considering after work on Friday going to pick it up.
Does it come out Friday?
The 25th, yeah.
25th. And then Monday, or Blasphemous is out tomorrow. Blasphemous 2 is out tomorrow, I believe.
Yes.
So yeah, as Jimmy in Ed and Eddy said, it's a bunny attack. It's getting ridiculous over here. Besides Baldur's Gate 3, I'm having a great time with that and making other time for some reviews. I'm playing 30XX. For those wondering, that is the Mega Man roguelike, which is starting to make me think, isn't Mega Man kind of like a roguelike? Like, yeah, the levels aren't randomly generated, but you're fighting the bosses. You're trying to find the best order to fight them in, to find their weaknesses. You're trying to exploit stuff to make the run a little easier. Isn't it?
No, technically no. It would be probably considered more of like a very easygoing bullet hell, maybe.
I still just the idea that like, oh, to kill this boss, you need the wind gun from the bird.
Well, I guess the difference then would be, since it's not procedurally generated and they have the same bosses over and over again, eventually someone's going to optimize the run. They're going to tell you, oh, go in this order.
I see it from that. I see it from that point. Point is, 30XX is pretty fun. So I really like the customization of it. So if you want to do a regular run where you're running through the levels, getting to the boss, killing the boss, and doing the next level, you can do that. If you want to do a custom run of it where you're playing different levels that people have created, you can do that. If you want to customize the campaign as, like, if you want to speed it up or if you want to change something about it, you can do that. If you want to do a boss run, you can do that. So that's really cool. The hub area is very confusing. They've got all these obstacles that you have to get around to get to certain parts of your hub. I hate that. Just give me everything in like one line. I don't need a confusing ass hub where I'm going to get lost. I don't need that. Bosses are fine. There are a lot of bosses and enemies where I'm playing it and I'm like, oh, yeah, you're just a Mega Man. They literally pulled you from Mega Man X. They've got the little wheel spiked guys. There's an armadillo boss that spins around. There is the owl isn't like the wind guy, the wind bird from Mega Man X. There are a handful of bosses where I'm like, yeah, you are exactly that thing. But of course, they changed it up a little bit because you don't need Papa Capcom.
Can I copy your work?
You don't need Papa Capcom coming in and being like, that armadillo looks mighty suspicious, you son of a bitch. And they snatch it. So that's fun. That review should be out by the time you're hearing this episode. I've got a lot of reviews to write. I'm also playing the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. This one's a little slower paced. You are a witch who's been banished by her coven. You've been banished in your little house that's floating in space for 200 years. You summon a demon because you want to be unbanished. And you and the demon kind of bond over that time. You're creating your tarot cards, and you're kind of plotting your revenge or what you're going to do once you get back to Earth. I'm only an hour into it. You sit down with the demon, you go over like the different elementals. So you go through air, you go through water, and you kind of talk about like what they are in tarot. And I don't know how close it traces with actual tarot cards. I'd be interested to see. But so after each conversation, you create a card, and you're working towards creating a deck, and then you give the demon a tarot reading. I imagine I'll give other tarot readings throughout the game. It's peaceful. It's very peaceful considering the other two games I am pairing it with right now. And then I have Papers, Please here. I started it. I'll talk about it next week just because I'm so bogged down. There's another game I'm playing right now for review that is what was that? The Fort Solis. Fort Solis sounds like a car. Like, hey, come drive the Fort Solis, family vehicle of the year. JD Power and Associates 2023. The Fort Solis is here. So I know my PC is not the greatest. Josh, I'm running a 3050. What are my specs? Explain my
Nick
specs.
doesn't
Everybody.
even know his specs. Get out of here.
Well, you've
Fake
got
PC
32
gamer.
gigs of DDR4.
That's a dance game. No, you're lying.
Oh, God damn it. You've got i7, 10. No,
I have an
11.
i9.
i9 11, I think, is the one. You have something that's still decently well built. The fact that your system can't run it, I mean, not that it can't run it. The game looks like it's optimized terribly.
Yeah, so optimization is the buzzword here. We're going to all scream every time someone says optimization the rest of the episode.
I'm going to take a shot of my lasagna.
I actually was showing the boys before the show.
It's bad.
You get into the base and the lights start stuttering. Your character can't really doesn't really hold their color throughout it. And the frames were dropping like crazy. And I imagine there was a whole bunch of stuff going on, which is crazy. The game, when it looks good, it looks good. Like when you're on the surface of Mars going to the fort, I thought it looked great. But also you're not doing much. You're picking up audio logs, you're looking at posters, and then you're doing quick time action or quick time events. You're not doing anything else. It's kind of mind-boggling because you see this game and you think, oh, so the whole point of the game is you're on Mars. The fort that you're going to has an emergency alarm go off, so you're going to investigate. You get there, nobody's there, so you're looking for them. So you see a game like this, and you're like, oh, I'm going to be shooting my way through it. No. Oh, I'm going to be running through this place. No, you are walking the entire fucking time. You want to run? No. No, you're not fucking running. You're walking.
I shit you not, when you showed us the gameplay, my first thought was, someone sat there and played Death Stranding and went, let's take the worst part of that game and make it the best part of this game.
So what I'm holding out for is that the story is really good.
I mean, it has to be able to pull your pants down, wipe your ass, and put it back up and say, you're good to go, champ.
Oh, I mean, I don't know how the review is going to end up, but I at least want, something meaningful. I haven't really grasped a through line for the story yet. I'm still very early, but I'm hoping that, something crazy happens or something meaningful happens, because when you're isolated on a planet that isn't Earth and a fort that kind of has an eerie sci-fi vibe to it, I'm hopeful. We'll see what happens. That's what I'm playing. I'll have more on Papers, Please next week. And all these reviews should hopefully be out by the time you hear this, or soon to be out. Josh, I see that you added something while I was talking.
I almost forgot about that. But let me get there first. So let me go through. So Jake said Apex Legends, have been playing it religiously. I've got Star Rail. I've been playing that religiously. I actually signed up to hopefully get the pre-registration for the PS5 version of it. So there's that. Final Fantasy 16. I've trickled into it back in, but I haven't really played much of it because I've been distracted by everything else. I've been playing Icy. Do you guys remember Icy?
What the fuck is Icy?
So Icy was that 2D hack and slash that Steam released along with their original. What was not the Steam Deck? What was before that? The you plug it into the TV.
Not the Backbone. I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking about though.
I can't think. I even have one. I have the controller too. Don't remember.
It wasn't like the Steam Portal. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah. So when you bought that, it came with it. So I'm trying to go back and clear out a bunch of my catalogs because of you guys talking shit like a couple weeks, if not a month back. You're like, Josh's list is huge. He's never going to play all of it. So I've been trying to diversify and knock out that list. So that's that.
Hey, you got one, Josh.
Oh, but the list keeps on getting bigger because you keep on adding games.
You know what? Fuck you, all right?
No, I see
And
what's
then-
cool. It's kind of giving me just from an art standpoint, Stellaris. It's giving me Stellaris
Yes.
vibes. Not from a spooky atmosphere vibe, but
No, it's. I mean, I haven't gotten too far into it. I've completed like the prologue basically.
Mhm.
So it's what I've been doing in my spare time. Like when I go upstairs to lay down, I'll take my Steam Deck with me and play it. And then I reviewed Atlas Fallen: Lords of the Sand.
you actually got that review out really quick. I'm quite suspicious.
Didn't get it out very quick.
I feel like you got that out really quick.
He gave me until I think it was the 21st or the 20th.
You got it out on time, is what I'm saying.
What's wrong with that?
No, I'm just saying you got it out really quick. Like you must have played the hell out of the game, is what I'm saying.
I did, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I am. Forspoken was a better game.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I mean, it's good. So okay, let me take a step back. For what it is, it's okay. It's good. However, for being Deck 13, the same guys who brought us the Surge and the other one they did, help me out here.
You tell me, bro.
Fuck,
I
what's the
only
other
know
game
that they did Surge and Surge 2.
The original Lords of the Fallen.
That's right.
So for what it is, story-wise, it's decent. Gameplay-wise, there were some moments I'm like, you guys, this is like your craft. You could do a little better.
I feel like it would
I
have
feel
been
like
the
maybe
other
some
way
of it was
around.
rushed. What?
From the outside looking in, I felt like it would be the other way around, where the story
So that's
was cheesy.
Well, so that's what I thought when I saw like when you said, "Oh, look at this trailer," and I watched it. I was like, "Oh, this actually looks really good, like gameplay-wise."
the sand surfing's not cool to you.
No, well, of course that's fun. Who doesn't?
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was fun, but it just it lost its luster really quickly, and that's why I think I like Forspoken a little more. Because yes, Forspoken, for Christ's sake, I don't know how many chapters there are, but I feel like every time I get in there and I complete a chapter, I'm like, okay, I have to be close to like halfway or finishing this game. Then I'm like, no, I still got 3 other fucking witches I gotta hunt down.
And I'm sure the witches are in Forspoken, right?
Yes, it is.
And I'm sure the writing's growing on you the more you get into it.
Yeah. I mean, there's, like I said, there's some parts where I can agree where some of it's a little cringy, but then the shit that they were, like, picking on and making fun of, I'm like, are you all illiterate? Like, or have you never had an interaction outside of, like, your camera?
I bet. You know what? I haven't played the game and I haven't seen the ending, but I bet I know how it ends. Can I guess?
I mean, I go ahead and spoil it. I have a guess, too.
I guess that your little wristband is going to be the main bad guy and you have to cut your arm off or your hand off.
I'm thinking you set him free and he ends up sacrificing himself to save you.
All right, well, let me know what ends up happening.
I kind of just want to Wikipedia at this point because I mean,
No.
I think actually it's due in like a week, and there's no way I'm gonna finish it.
Nobody at that library is like, I hope that other guy returns Forspoken so I can get it.
I'm aware, but it automatically renews for me, and I've had it since July.
Nobody wants. You know what the crazy thing about libraries is? They give you a long rental period.
Oh, a month at least.
So I got books from my local library back in, I want to say either May or early June. And they're like, that's due at the end of September. And I was like, that's so long. I'm going to be done way before. Hold on. This isn't going to play on audio, but for the people watching on YouTube, this is one of the books. This is where I'm at.
Talked some mad shit and can't even finish.
Yeah, I know. And I had a really good run because I was reading a non-library book and I killed it, and then I just stopped when I got to that one. That one's okay.
Rookie mistakes, rookie numbers.
So, Josh, what you're saying is that Forspoken has a chance at GOTY at the end of the year.
God damn it, quit bringing up Goaty.
Hey, we're only 4 months out. Not even 4. We're less than 4 months out.
So I wouldn't say Forspoken has its chance, but Atlas Fallen, unless they do some fixes and maybe some free DLC that like just spices up the story a little bit.
So it'll. Ooh, I just thought of a category name: Stinky Boy of the Year. Yeah.
It's you every year.
I forgot. The voice acting.
Bad.
So bad.
Can you give us an example? Can you do your best impression?
Where am I? Where is this place? It feels familiar. Nope. I literally no pauses whatsoever. It's just like they had the script in front of them and they were reading it line for line.
Is this? Is this? Well, I had the pleasure of the Fort
Solis.
Fort Solis. I keep wanting to call it Fort Sorrento or whatever the fuck the car is called. Fort Solis has Troy Baker and some other voice actors. So, Josh, they can't all be prestigious voice actors. I'm sorry.
I feel like that maybe there was a toll due to the... I feel like maybe they left the voice acting as a last-minute thing with the strikes going on. They're like, okay, dude, you don't have like a cringy voice. You want to make an easy $100?
I think actors can still voice these games. It's not covered covered under SAG-AFTRA as far as I remember, because I remember reading something about that. But so Atlas Fallen, it's run for Stinky Boy of the Year. That's a long list of games. I'm glad we're all getting some games here at the end of the summer. Boys, you ready to talk 2021 Q3?
Not with this first game.
Q3. Dude. Hey, first up, August 11th. This game is easily on my Mount Rushmore of gaming. No joke. It's only 2 years old, but I put it up there so high because it really surprised me how much I liked it. August 11th, it's Boyfriend Dungeon.
Disclaimer while he brings it up. The only reason he likes it is because he fell in love with the Dreamy Sword.
They're all freaking dreamy. Even your cousin's kind of cute. Look at this.
No, he's not.
He's got the doofus look. He kind of looks like you, Josh. If you put a beanie on right now, I'd be like, damn, Josh is kind of looking cute right now.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and file that restraining order.
So your character is having a hard time, so you go to spend the summer with your cousin. He introduces you to a bunch of people who can transform into weapons, and you basically go on date with those weapon people, and you go dungeon crawling.
What are those? I was gonna say, what are those dates though? What do they consist of?
You go dungeon crawling, and the people weapons, they're painted very handsomely. For our video audience, let me pull up one of these transformation videos, see if it'll pull up. So like you go into the mall and you're fighting like all your worst. Come on, do it. Transform. There we go. This guy's a vampire. Oh, it's so good.
This is Nick's boyfriend.
No, I usually date the dagger, or I date the who's the hammer guy? The hammer guy is pretty funny.
That was for your official review. On the side, you pick Sunder.
Sunder, he's damaged, okay? He's damaged. He's damaged goods. I don't trust him.
Aren't we all damaged goods?
We are all damaged goods. So the dungeon crawling is a lot of fun. It's not the hardest thing in the world. It does build up over time. There's a story going on where there is a guy who's obsessed with you. He accidentally builds a weapon to, I believe, kill your other weapon romances. You can date anybody, and nobody gets jealous of anybody. In fact, they all interact around the world in the game. I'm trying to think what the other weapons are. There's a handful of them, and they're all very dateable. You can give them gifts. It's just it does the dungeon crawling really well. It does the dating really well. Excuse me. And I like the art. The art is really nice. And I think I played this right after I got really obsessed with Hades. So I think this was like budget Hades for me, where I was like, okay, this is a little more relaxed. I'm having a fun time. The story gets a little deep, but not too deep. There's nothing about escaping hell and getting away from your own personal hell. This is getting away for the summer, casually dating some weapons, and maybe rubbing their hilts.
Up and down.
Up and down, up and down.
Vigorously.
And the weapons are all play great. Let me see if they have any other. Oh, there's the one. What is this? What's the on guard sword? Is it the rapier or whatever? I forget what it's called.
Rapier.
Yep, there it is. And so right here it's happening. He's got daddy issues, and he's just.
Is he a rapier or is he an S stock? Or S stock?
I couldn't tell you the difference. Josh, weapons. I don't see weapon type when I'm dating. I just see.
No, you just grip them.
I
just grip them and hold them tight.
Hold them tight. And yeah, you don't like. I don't believe you have sex with anybody. I broke the last time I played the game. I broke it because I leveled somebody up way too early. And when you do that, it kind of gets your experience doubled or tripled. I forget how much. So then when you go with like a weapon you haven't been dating at all, it just levels you up like crazy, and then you get text. And you just keep getting text, keep getting text, keep getting text.
And if anybody was just watching that, yes, you totally dipped out in the middle of him and his dad arguing with each other. You're like, yeah, fuck this. This ain't worth it.
Oh, this guy dipped out?
And he goes, you don't want to interrupt him. What do you want to do? And it says leave or stay. He fucking left.
It's really hard to fail in this game. It's really hard.
No, they give you several chances.
They're very, very kind of. Oh, I get it. I wouldn't stay either if you were fighting with your dad, and then they give you.
It's okay. It happens to everybody.
I mean, that explains why Nick loves this game so much. Because you can't fail.
You can't fail. Hey, sometimes you just need a game where you can kick ass, and that's all that matters. Anything you guys want to add? I know I've been gushing over Boyfriend Dungeon the whole time.
No, this is your boyfriend. This is your boyfriend, okay?
And you know what?
Boyfriend Dungeon.
Greatest fucking name in the game. I'm sorry.
I will admit it's a pretty decent name.
I think it gets better. You know, there are all these boring titles like Atlas Fallen that tell you absolutely nothing. You get Boyfriend Dungeon, you're kind of like, well, fuck. Am I about to put on leather and whip somebody? What's going on?
No, dude.
Am I about to?
Dungeon, it doesn't. If I saw a game called Boyfriend Dungeon, I would look at the case or the cover and be like, I'm not playing that game.
Well, here's the deal. There has to be some steamy ass shit going on in that case. Like, I want to be in a harem full of these swords and weapons.
I'd rather play showering with your dad.
If Jake were a parent, he'd be the parent that like picks up Minecraft and picks up Boyfriend Dungeons. Like, I don't know which one to get them. This one says T, rated T. This one says E. I don't know any of this. I had something like that happen at Target. But it wasn't Boyfriend Dungeon.
Oh, great story, Nick. Yeah, great story.
Shut the fuck up. We're moving on. August 25th, Psychonauts 2. I personally haven't played Psychonauts 2. Have you guys?
No, and you're the one who like clamors to like the
essay,
the essays and the documentaries, and you're like, oh, greatest game ever, and you haven't even played it.
I haven't played it. Okay, that's correct.
Idiot.
I have not played it. It's on Game Pass. I've played about 3 hours of the first one. I love it. I do think the platforming is a little too floaty. I've always thought that about the games coming out of Double Fine, that they don't always control the greatest. But I have this game on this list because that fucking documentary, and I brought it up last week with Pat, that documentary is going to open doors, and we're going to get more inside baseball stuff, and we're going to see how hard it is. And man, just to see like a 6-year development cycle and see how many people were coming and going, and there was a fucking pandemic, and it's a piece of history, damn it. It's a piece of history. Read a goddamn book, you kids.
Well, Nick,
I'm confused. You're telling us to watch the documentary, now you're telling us to read books.
In this world, we're not reading books and watching documentaries. If the game's good, people will play it. That's about it.
And not only that, but you're telling me that just because they have a high retention rate.
Retention, Josh, you know what retention is, right?
Did I mean low retention? I just fucked it up because I was hungry.
You said high.
Yeah, I meant low. Sorry. After eating that lasagna, I'm still hungry. Even though they had a low, what sounds to me is the management was terrible. They couldn't keep their employees happy, and so they said, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go next door to EA, who's gonna pay me a shit ton of money to do absolutely nothing but copy and paste."
No, I get the vibe that the Tim Schafer. I get the vibe that Tim Schafer's a cool guy to like hang out with. Maybe not the greatest guy to work with. depending on who you are, depending on if you're gonna butt heads with them or not. This
Sounds like you're just basically telling everybody the same thing I just said, but trying to defend them.
I was adding some specificity, Josh, but also just looking at that documentary. I mean, a lot of games have these longer development cycles, and if people are leaving Double Fine, coming and going, like they were in this documentary, it makes me wonder how it is everywhere else. Because again, these games are taking 5 to 6 years. It's a longer development cycle. It used to be what, a 2, 3, 4 year cycle?
3, yeah, pretty much.
And now everything's taking, at least on the AAA side, everything's taking much longer. And
you also got to think at this time though, we're also dealing with COVID. So I will give them a little bit of a break, and why it took some moments longer. But at the same time, do I praise them for taking? I mean, it's not that I'm saying that they're not allowed to take that amount of time and try to perfect their craft, but the fact that it took them that long to do it and the game didn't even last that long, as far as like, just relevancy.
Well, it's a single player game. Like it's not going to have the legs that these other games have. But I will say that it's just kind of crazy when you consider if it's no matter COVID or not, if it's a 6-year, 5-year cycle, you're looking at someone spending half a decade of their life on something, and then either you're staying at that same place and doing it again, and you basically have a full decade of 2 games under your belt, or you're going somewhere else. So it kind of blows my mind that, oh yeah, I'm committing to Psychonauts 2. Yep, 6 years. Here I am, 6 years older, maybe completely different person. It's just fascinating. It fascinates me. In case you're wondering, the game is a platformer, 3D platformer.
Well, clearly we know who voted for this game and the last one.
Guess what?
Actually, with this pick list, it was kind of eh.
Oh no, it was a very and I think Nick only picked 3 on this week, so that's why I was like, okay. And then you picked your amount, Jake, and I was like, all right. So I went 2 Jake, 2 Nick, and then I was like, I'm fucking picking 1, which is the next game.
I'm pretty sure I voted for these next 2. Up next, September 10th.
No, you did not.
Tales of Arise.
You did.
I thought you.
Do you even know what Tales of Arise is? Have you even picked up a book and read it?
It's an RPG. Josh, you have the floor.
No, Jake. Nick said he voted for this. Is right? So Nick, please talk me through Tales of Arise.
I voted for this because I knew Josh could talk about this, and I wanted to.
You
see
are
him
full
talk
of
about
shit.
It.
I will pull that pick list. I know for a fact you didn't pick this.
Well, let me remind you that the pick list for that quarter was awful. So this is what we had to deal with.
Josh,
I'm not.
You are wasting
Tales of Arise
precious
is good.
Tales of Arise time here.
Okay, so for those who remember the Tales series, this was their sequel, released originally for the PS4, PS5. Then I think a couple days after that, it came out on the PC, and there's nothing for Xbox yet. I think there's talks about it. However, I think they're more worried about their next upcoming project, which I believe is a new mobile title.
This came out when I was coming over to your house like every other day to fill out job applications and stream with you.
Yeah.
That's why I know I probably picked it, because I look back at it fondly because you and I spent a lot of time together for those 4 months.
Now I have to call you on your bullshit.
Bullshit.
Pretty sure I picked it, my dude.
While I'm pulling this up and calling Nick out, so Tales of Arise kind of sticks to how they did the 2 previous entries, Tales of Berseria and Tales of
Symphonia.
No, not Symphonia.
Vesperia.
Not Vesperia either. There's one before that. Anyway, so essentially it picks up. It's not as open world as like Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Vesperia. It's still kind of linear. A little more of a grittier story. What makes this one stick out a little more is, even though it's a little more linear, they definitely upped the combat situations. They upped the story. Like, the story is fantastic up until I would say near the end, where it's a little more. It kind of like jumps the shark. You start out in this land. You play. I can't remember his name to save my life now. See, I'm hungry and I can't think straight. So I can't remember his name, but you start out as an amnesiac person. That's why you're wearing this helmet. It's a helmet that can't be taken off. It's like stuck to his head. So you're basically a slave. You're working for one of these lords who rule over the land. And one day you basically decide, okay, we're going to revolt. And you gather your group. You finally revolt against the lord of the land. And you it starts from there from you go to each part of the land and kill each lord to free them. Combat's really good.
Do you play as Khaleesi?
Yes.
I mean, that name sounds familiar.
What?
Josh, hold on. Khaleesi.
I'm hungry, guys. I'm trying to think straight and I
Khaleesi.
can't.
Mother of Dragons?
Oh.
I feel like this was more of a speed cap. You gave us the speed cap.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm hungry, and I'm just trying to prove Nick wrong, and I'm about to right now.
Wow, he still hasn't found my blue tick.
No, because I stopped to start talking. Like I said, I am hungry.
I could have gone in there and added one if I hadn't already.
You definitely did not.
All right, we're moving on. Josh,
We're moving on.
This bit killed it.
God damn it. You know what? I'm trying, guys, okay?
If there's anyone, if we have any RPG heads in the audience, boo Josh right now.
Hey, it's a fun game. I enjoy. Actually, I bought it for the PS5, PS4, and PC.
Oh.
Did you beat it?
Yeah, actually, I did.
On which one?
PS5.
Good boy. Good boy.
Yeah, Nick, I'm looking at it right now. You definitely did not pick it.
Because I just went in and took it off.
You're
Up next, September 14th, Deathloop. This is from the what's those sim assassins games that everybody likes? Dishonored. This is from the Dishonored folks. This has the I wouldn't call it co-op, but you're playing the game, you're in a time loop, you're hunting down these rich billionaires during this island party, and you're trying to chain this loop together to get, I think it's all eight of them in one loop. You have someone, I forget her name, but she's hunting you down to try and break the time loop. One of the appeals was that a second player could just, like, if I was playing and Josh saw that I was online, he could hop in and try to fuck up my time loop, and that's pretty cool. I like that. I
love that. I think it got overhyped. I'm not saying it's a bad game because I did enjoy playing it. However, I feel like it got overhyped, and when it finally came out, it like instantly it fizzled out.
Like, it came and went. Like, I remember like IGN being all over it.
Oh, they were all over those balls, cradling them.
Yeah, a week or two, and then you stopped hearing about it.
Just like what's gonna happen with Starfield. Just kidding.
Yep. No, you're not wrong.
I really like this game, but let me say I haven't played it. I've loved watching it the few times I've watched it. I like the idea of it, the concept of it. Kind of having those situations where you're assassinating people and trying to find creative ways to do it. I've always been a fan of that. I think all the Hitman games is probably one of my favorite series. Starting with Contracts. I don't fuck with Silent Assassin. People love Silent Assassin. I can't fucking do it.
I mean, Contracts and Silent Assassin are essentially the same game.
No, Silent Assassin is broken as shit. Once you get into Japan, that game is unplayable. Unfucking playable.
Essentially the same game.
But once you get out of Japan, it becomes playable again. So I think it's really just like those 4 or 5 levels where everyone detects you. Like, if you just step in one wrong direction, it drives me nuts. I do eventually want to play this. Isn't this the same team that would eventually bring us the great Redfall?
Yes.
Aha.
The mighty have fallen.
Man, it's weird. So this was the first big release from Bethesda, like one of their studios after the Microsoft acquisition, if I'm keeping my timeline straight here. Yeah. So it was still a PS5 exclusive, but now it's on Game Pass. I think it eventually came to Xbox. I don't know.
Yeah, it was I think it was supposed to be a year, but I think they even brought it sooner because the numbers died out so quickly. They wanted to get the relevancy back up.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you know what? Just fucking put it out. Goddamn.
We need the money.
We need the money. Get it out. Get it out. We don't have any exclusives. Master Chief is dead on arrival. He's dead. Oh shit! Is that game?
They're still trying to resuscitate him right now.
Chief, Chief.
Staying alive. Staying
Chief.
alive.
What if Microsoft's strategy for bringing Halo back was like, how can we make Cortana sexier next time?
Do we add a sex scene? Do we show nipple?
Do we show AI nipple? That might save Halo. You know what, Josh? Get Phil Spencer on the phone right now.
You know Phil Spencer is just, he has somebody sit at the end of the other table and they're both holding flintlock pistols at each other playing chicken.
IGN's review of Halo 6, the nipple conspiracy, or Halo 7, the nipple conspiracy, is just a video of the reviewer standing up and just applauding, holding back tears. 10 out of 10.
Do you know what the cover art's going to be? It's going to be, you're going to see a Halo station, and behind that is going to be like a silhouette of Cortana. It's boobs, and basically the nipple is the ring.
All right, hold on. We need a tagline.
Not all as it seems. I don't know. It's
Not as it seems. I was looking for some wordplay, Josh. Wordplay with the nipple.
Nothing's that nipple.
It's Airy all of it doesn't work.
Your guys are trying too hard.
No,
Then
we're gonna.
we got
Jake,
this.
help. Jake,
This
help.
is $1 million idea.
Stop
Come
playing
on.
Brawlhalla and help Jake.
I'm not playing anything. I'm just listening to the stupidity that's on here.
Oh,
Come on, Jake.
Oh.
I'm listening.
Slip space. That's it. Just slip space.
We're done. Where's Phil Spencer's number? We got this right now. Fuck this recording.
This is the dumbest episode ever.
I agree.
I mean, look what we're dealing with, though. Look at this list. Look at this last one. September 23rd, Diablo 2 Resurrected.
That's my job. September 23rd, Diablo 2 Resurrected. That's how you do it. God damn it.
Sorry, I don't have the Riz.
Josh, did you pull a comparison video for this?
I did pull a comparison video for this.
Oh, I'm going to get
Diablo.
fired from Activision Blizzard. You know, Diablo 2 original still looks really good.
It does.
Even though it's 20 plus years, that still looks great.
I mean, let's be honest right now. I still think the original looks better.
Look, Blizzard, they're now known for just resurrecting all their games. You got
You said the game's name, Jake.
yes, no, they said resurrection. You got Diablo 2, you got WoW Classic, you got Overwatch.
Don't forget
Yeah.
Warcraft 3.
Yeah, Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
I'm sure StarCraft's probably gonna be up there soon.
I mean, you think they'd learn by now that maybe we shouldn't be just remaking old games because clearly we're not good at it.
Well, hold on. Hold the fucking phone. I'm going to time out both of you right now. Crash, Spyro, and Tony Hawk were great remakes.
That was Activision.
It's all one company.
Okay, no. Down, boy.
The Blizzard, yes,
no,
the
no.
Blizzard remakes are bad. I will agree with you there. Yes. But just to say that the company as a whole is bad with remakes, I can't let you do it. I'm here to lick the boots.
I never said Activision remakes were bad. I said
Yeah, we never
Blizzard
said they were
remakes.
bad. Well, I never said they were bad. I just said that they're gonna be known for using remakes. But also, you guys did catch the joke. I said Overwatch got remade.
No.
It did. Jay, it was very subtle, Jake. You snuck it in there. The thing that drives me nuts about Diablo 2 Resurrected is, see what I did there? It looks like an Xbox 360 game. And by that, like, you know how there was a time period for Xbox 360 and PS3 where all the games were very gray or very brown. There wasn't much detail to them. It was just very bleh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking for like Diablo 4 graphics, but how hard would it have been to just make all the assets in Diablo 3's engine?
Diablo 3 did people complain about that being too bright? I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember
remember.
the complaints when it came up, but let's be honest right now. There's always complaints for every game ever if it has a sequel. Oh, it's not as good as the original, and then as soon as there's a third, then it's like, well, 2 was better, I guess.
And then the remake comes out. Well, actually, you know what? 3's not that bad.
You're right. So it's like, all in all, there's always going to be complaints. But my biggest complaint is I still think the original just looks better. I mean, it aged well. I mean, even to today's standards, it's still like. Honestly, if I could, Nick, if you could find your copy of it, I'd probably grab it from you just to play it again.
I just thought, I'm sorry, I got distracted. I just thought of another tagline for Halo 7.
All right, let's hear it because this is over at this point.
Boobs in space.
No, no.
That felt kind of forced.
I like it's that's the joke. It's
How
very
long did it
forced.
take you to think of that one?
I don't know. I just thought space, and I was like, boobs in space. Yeah, I liked Diablo 2. I did not like Diablo 2 Resurrected.
I don't think anybody liked Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Josh, I think this is a bad combination. You're hungry. I have a headache. I think we're just wilding. And like when Jake is the one that has to be like, all right, guys, come on.
Jake has to bring everybody back to center. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Come on, guys.
What do you mean? I'm always in center. You guys are the numbnuts.
No. We're saying that when you have to bring us in, it's bad.
Jake's like, all right, come on, boys. Come on.
Jake got a little defensive there. Wait a minute. I'm always here.
I'm always serious, damn it.
I'm not always playing League of Legends or Brawlhalla.
I'm not.
Jake, we've caught you times playing a game.
What's that line in Avengers? That guy over there's playing Galaga. He didn't think we'd know. We knew. Josh, ready to do some news?
Yeah, let's knock it out.
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news.
Woo, let's do it.
All right, July 20th. The California Department of Fair Employment and Housing initiated a lawsuit against Activision Blizzard following a 2-year investigation asserting the company maintained a hostile workplace that discriminated and harassed female employees, leading to thousands of employees signing on to an open letter and performing a walkout demanding management take appropriate reaction.
Yeah, this shit was fucked. I think, was this around the time they reported that there was so much harassment that a female worker within one of the Activision Blizzard teams died by suicide?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's fucked up.
That's fucked up. What's even more fucked up is like a few months later. Well, at this time, people were calling for Bobby Kotick's head, rightfully so. And then Microsoft fucking marches in and is like, hey, can we buy you?
Hey, you guys are doing too good.
Hey, you want a
I
golden
remember-
parachute? You fucking asshole. We got
I
you.
remember the Score Esports had a video about this, and they were talking about how that guy, I guess whenever they had BlizzCon or whatever, they had like a hotel and they called it the Cosby Room.
Oh, this was people from Activision had a room they called a Cosby
No,
room?
Blizzard. Activision Blizzard.
Activision
Yeah.
Blizzard. So I always want. So it does. So I was getting nitpicky earlier about the separation or the conjoining of Activision Blizzard, but when this was reported, it sounded like a lot of the abuse was coming from the Blizzard side.
Yeah, all in all, I mean, let's face it right now. Activision is definitely the chads of like the hats turned backwards and we drink brewskis Saturdays for the boys, and Blizzard is the equivalent of the nice guy with the neck beard who thinks every girl can do better and he's Mr. Number One. He can take care of them.
They're the incels.
Yes, it's a very dangerous combination when they start working together.
The incels
That's
and the
what came out of
chads
this.
combined forces to assault people. Yeah, it's not
It's
good.
not good. It's
The-
bad.
This was so bad that didn't they change the name of McGreedy because the guy that they named it after was one of the abusers?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ugh,
Yeah.
fucking clean house. And now it's funny because not funny, but you see like all these people that have branched off of Blizzard and are now doing their own thing. I think you can count like 5 RTSs in development from people who are like, fuck Blizzard, let's go make an RTS. There's Stormgate's the only one that comes to mind, but I just remember seeing like article after article. Hey, these ex-Blizzard people want to bring RTS back.
it just baffles me why people think they can do this shit. It's like a similar situation now going on would be the whole Linus Media Group, LTT Tech.
Yeah. So what's going on with that? From the outside looking in, I know that they got someone's tech. They gave it a bad review, but it was proprietary tech, and they sold it. So now, whoever they sold it to is probably running around with whatever that tech is.
Okay, so it's here. Long story short. So they were doing a review for this water block that was supposed to be for CPU and GPU.
So water block, is that just like a water cooling system?
Yeah, so like a copper block that they use to filter water through to keep your CPU and your GPU cool, rather than using fans. So they were sent the test project or the test product of it. So they're like, okay, this only works with a 4090 and it only works with the an Intel product. So they got the Intel product, but they didn't have the 4090. So they pulled a 3090, and rather than doing their research and making sure it's coherent and actually made sense, they kind of like just pieced it last minute together. And Linus basically said, "Yeah, this is not worth it." Then on top of that, they rather than sending it back to them, they actually sold it in an auction.
Do they normally
To
do
a
like?
third
Are they
party.
normally selling the stuff off that people get like?
If
give them
it's given
reviews?
if it's given for free, like if like a big company like D-Brand or something gives them something and they don't want it back, more than likely, yeah, they'll sell it in an auction.
That's sketchy as fuck.
That's not even the worst part though. So after that, Game Nexus called them out on it and was reporting it. Well, then somehow one of the old social media managers there, her name got brought into the conversation, and she basically said that she quit basically because of the sexual harassment that she was getting at the office. And the only reason she didn't bring it up in public prior was because when she signed their like company handbook, she thought she was signing an NDA and couldn't talk about it. Well, they had a lawyer look at it, and they said, no, you can actually talk about it.
The lawyer was like, "Fucking fire away."
Yeah, so her story went out, and it basically went from, oh, that's not the worst part. So while that's going on, it gets worse. So while that's going on, and that's being released, Linus and the group bring out a apology video, talking about the product issue that came up, and it was the ukulele girl did a better job.
Did he bust out the uke?
No. So literally within the first 2 minutes, so it starts out, their new CEO comes out. He's only been the CEO for like 6 weeks. He starts by introducing himself and like starts talking, and he's like, and I want to let you know that we're foremost going to get this figured out with, internal talks and whatnot. And he goes, but first, a word from our sponsor. And then it cuts to Linus's wife, who's the CFO, talking and saying, just kidding. And then starts to talk about, her part.
You can't do that.
Oh, it gets worse. Then they get to like their chief, I think it's like their chief engineer or something. The guy basically comes up with like these cool projects. And he goes, he's talking about something. He goes, LTT Tech Store. Come on. You knew someone was going to say it. And then they get to like proof of like, they're trying to like defend what they did. And they get to like emails between them and this other company. And they don't have anything blurred out, even though when the company released all their stuff via like Reddit and stuff, they had all the stuff blurred out so you couldn't see like their contact information and whatnot. It was bad. It was so bad. There wasn't even like an apology. It was more like a backhanded, I called it to the equivalent of, the episode of South Park where the BP oil spills happen and the president comes in and goes, we're sorry, and it just does different things. Someone actually took a video of Linus saying, I'm sorry, and then just doing that loop with him. It's so bad. Now they're doing a week-long investigation with a third-party outside investigator to look into the internal issues. And there's been videos released of like the actual meeting they had after the media girl left, or media person. I believe they don't have a specific gender. I don't want to be incorrect, so I'm going to say they. They released all their stuff. They've had prior employees reach out and basically confirm some of the things. It's really bad.
These internet people are fucking with us with these apology videos, right? Like, is that the PR move? Like, hey, We need a bad viral apology video because people will be talking about how out of touch you are instead of the shit that you did. Go
They
ahead.
they monetized that video,
Do you play,
and they got called out on it.
Do you play an instrument? Do you by chance play an instrument? We need. Hey, you play clarinet? Fucking get that shit going. We need an apology. It baffles me because the uke girl. I'm sure there are others out there, but
Oh, it makes me wonder, do they actually even fucking care?
they don't.
They clearly don't. Like, it's so okay. So since this has happened, the last time I saw, you know what float plane is? So he's the only place I know, or at least YouTuber that talks about it. But it sounds like it's like a behind the scenes type thing where you can upload like the full unedited videos and stuff like that to it, and you have to subscribe and pay for it. It's like an OnlyFans for YouTubers.
Nice.
They've lost enough enough subscriptions. Like I think it was like $360,000 a year worth of revenue already has gone down the drain with that alone. They've lost 300,000 or 400,000 subscribers on YouTube. Good. Officially. I mean, and they were like, oh, we're going to take a week-long break from all this while we do the investigations from uploading videos. And then one of their like podcast guys was like, oh, we're still going to do the WAN show. As like, that's their podcast. And people lost their fucking minds to that.
Well, it shows, like, I'm looking at it right now. So they haven't uploaded anything in the last 7 days.
Yeah.
But I cannot stand these cringy reaction face thumbnails.
Yeah, it's so bad.
bad.
It's so bad.
What
And,
happened
like,
to Linus?
and it's... I like Linus Tech Tips. It's informative sometimes. I hate the whole cringy stuff. I'm just like, get to the point.
I'm only there to watch the cool projects they do. The projects that I'll never be able to afford to do.
Dude, these YouTubers. I mean, even Mr. Beast is getting sued right now.
Mr. Beast is obnoxious. I fucking hate Mr. Beast. I want to give Mr. Beast $10 million to just fuck off.
He'll give it to Chandler.
I'm okay with him. I just hate how he has to use money to make content.
That's the move.
We are on a raft for 30 days. How can we do this? Well, here's a video. It's dumb.
Money, man. Money talks.
I hate it.
You know what? I'm going to give you guys the perfect example of what an apology video should do. You ready? I'm going to look into the camera right here. Guys, I'm sorry I fucked up. I'm going to do better. Bye.
It's like a TikTok.
Exactly. Just say, hey, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Bye.
I'll do you one better, Nick.
Let's hear it, Josh.
Hey, everyone. What I did was wrong, and I'm sorry. I know that nothing I can do will make this better, but I plan to take steps of action to not only better myself, but better my content for you guys. I'm going to reach out to different groups. I'm going to seek out help. I'm going to do whatever it takes and show you guys that I made a mistake and I can correct it as best I can.
Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
All right, Jake.
Brought to you by.
All right, Jake. Let's see your apology video.
Okay, you want me to see my apology video?
Yeah. You already got shit you need to be apologizing for, so this will be good practice.
What do I need to be apologizing?
Just fucking let's see it. Come on.
All right, you ready? Ready?
You know what you did.
I'm sorry.
I was waiting for like a banjo to play or something.
You guys think I'm laughing because I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. You don't apologize. It's the PR move. You don't apologize.
You're going to get yours. Josh, let's move on.
All
You're gonna
right.
get yours.
August 30th, China announces a law that restricts people under the age of 18 to play games only up to 3 hours a week.
Yo, my ass would have ran away. My ass
Oh,
would have
yeah.
ran
Fuck
away.
China. I'm getting out of there real quick.
Whoa, we're going to clip that. Just Josh just saying fuck China. Oh, no, I said it.
You've fallen into my trap.
But my ass would have ran away. I'd actually be interested to see if like the number of like missing, like if there was like an uptick of children running away after this was passed.
Well, it depends who's reporting it.
Are video game cafes a big thing in China, or is that Japan only?
It's huge.
In China.
It's huge all over Asia, pretty much.
Like all over the east.
So in China, in these video game cafes, are there cops sitting there with timers like, you've had 3 hours, I have to cut you
They
off?
probably had to show some type of identification, and if
Yeah,
they didn't
ID.
have it, or if it shows that they're under the age, they probably had like a log of some sort, or they have to use that ID to be able to log on. Would be my guess.
Would they be, so would those places be 18 plus then? Because the game cafe is like, we don't serve minors here. Sorry.
Well, you want those, you want those 3 hours. You want to make that money real quick.
I'm sorry. You'll have to go play your Pokemon Ruby somewhere else.
No, there's definitely some like black market shit going on though. They knock on the door. What's the password?
Dude,
Cyndaquil.
imagine making fake IDs. Just like play more video games.
Hey, you're 3 kids in a trench coat. Get the fuck out of here. Don't come back in this store.
So you're an organ donor.
I would have
Oh,
ran away.
Jesus.
I would have ran away by now.
Yeah, moving on. September 10th. In Epic Games versus Apple, Apple was given a permanent injunction preventing them from blocking apps that included links to third-party payment systems.
I went on my tirade about this 2 weeks ago. My brain is not recovered. I'm not going to go on a tirade
No, that's
again.
okay. I mean, it's whatever. Moving on. September 28th, Netflix acquired Night School Studio as its first game studio.
Okay, I have a theory about why they did this. Some dumbass executive at Netflix played Oxenfree, and they're like, "Oh, we made a Stranger Things video game, cool." And then their like assistant or a younger executive had to be like, "That we didn't make that. That was Night School Studio." And they're like, "What? What? That wasn't us."
And they go to their old crippled father. Daddy, I want that studio.
Get me Night School Studio. How much did they pay for him, Josh? Can you pull those numbers?
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
They had to buy him so that he didn't look stupid after that.
They've been ours the whole time. They're doing an Oxenfree show. I believe I imagine it's going to be on Netflix. But I also imagine, how do you do that? It's kind of just Stranger Things.
I heard a little bit of an echo when you were talking. That's Josh's computer doing that.
Oh.
My estimate.
that.
So my guess is that they overpaid.
Oh, here we go.
What you got, Josh?
Of course, it doesn't say how much they spent.
Let's find out here. Let me see if I can find something. Actually, no, I'll do it later. Moving on.
Moving on. September 30th, Sony Interactive acquired Blue Point Games, which became part of the PlayStation Studios.
Are they the Demon Souls guys?
So they are they're
The
more
remake.
known for like the remake guys. So they did like the God of War collection for PS3, the Ico Shadow Colossus collection, Metal Gear Solid HD collection, Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, Gravity Rush remastered, Shadow of the Colossus 2018, Demon Souls 2020.
Okay, there it is.
And then it was towards the end. And then they helped support with Titanfall and God of War Ragnarok.
They said they don't know the price, but they said it's probably under 50 million.
Okay, they didn't overpay then.
Yeah, so that's the news.
Thanks, Josh. Solid news hour from you, and we also got to talk Linus tool tips in there. So hey, we got to
Yeah,
talk
don't
about
remind me.
Linus's tool. Hell yeah!
I have his tool, and I'm kind of tempted to just throw it away.
Oh god, he has an actual tool.
Yeah, his screwdriver.
Oh,
Stupid.
dope. Jake, you got a meme for us?
Me time.
Yeah, I got you a Diablo hot spicy meme. It's your classic Anakin and what's her name?
Padme.
Yeah, Padme. Anakin's Blizzard. Hey, we decided to remaster and re-release you. Padme's Diablo 2. Awesome. So you're going to fix all the bugs and glitches and price me fairly, considering I've been out for literally 20 years. You're going to fix the bugs and glitches and price me fairly, right? No. This is Blizzard. This is business. I don't
Jake.
give a shit.
Solid meme. Solid meme. So for this last segment, just to keep piling on Blizzard, because apparently that's our punching bag today.
Hey, someone has to be.
We three brothers all pulled our. So I don't know if you know this, everybody, but Oxenfree 2. Overwatch 2 was recently put out on Steam, and it was, I wouldn't say review bombed, because it probably is kind of deserving, right, of this heat that it's catching. A lot of negative reviews. It's overwhelmingly negative on Steam. I don't think it'll ever recover. So the brothers, we all pulled our favorite reviews from Steam, and we're going to give credit to the reviewer, of course. We want to give credit where credit is due. It's what we do here. So Jake, let's lead with your review. I'm going to pull this up.
So my review is just someone just squatting and taking a dump. Because that is what this game deserves. I mean, I loved Overwatch 1's like loot boxes, where every time you leveled up, you got a loot box. It was cool. You didn't have to pay for it. I mean, if you wanted to get more loot boxes, you could pay for it, but you didn't have to. Now, I mean, yes, the game's free, but I'd rather have bought Overwatch 2 maybe later, where it's on sale for like $25, as it usually was back on the first game, and get those loot boxes for free when you leveled up.
For those wondering, Jake's review is by I Want to Go Home, and it's a not recommended, in case you were wondering. All right, so mine is up next. I like this one. This is one of the first ones I saw, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. My review is by Conpon. I always have to double check names, make sure they're not trying to get me to say a bad word. And Conpon is not recommending Overwatch 2, which they say the people who make Overwatch porn work harder than the people who make Overwatch. I applaud that. It's just simple, to the point. Conpon is a master of words. He's got 540 products on his account. I imagine every review is succinct and to the point like this one.
Or something to do with porn.
Up next, Josh pulled a book.
It's not a book. It's, guys, they found the method of how Blizzard makes their money. And they gave you a step-by-step tutorial on how to make that money with Blizzard.
Whose review is this, Josh?
Pardon me while I pull it up.
I've got it up on the screen.
It is by Angst.
And they're not recommending it, correct?
No, yeah. They're not recommending it. But do you want me to go ahead and read the step-by-step method?
Read the whole thing. Read it slowly
and
loud. And I want to hear the whole thing. Oh, you want to focus there for a minute, Josh.
Am I good now?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Step number 1. Make a good game with exciting esports scene. Check. Slowly ruin the game with shit updates. Check. Stop updating the game. We're on a roll right now. Step 4. Announce a sequel that will add a new PvE mode. Man, we're on fire. Step number 5. Don't update the game for years and let it die. Step number 6. Finally revive it by releasing an incomplete version of the sequel with the PvE mode nowhere to be seen. Step number 7. Add skins for $20 and make old skins $20 as well, because you can get the skin for free every 7 months if you do all the challenges, along with the worst battle pass ever created.
It was pretty bad.
Step number 8. Disable multiple heroes on release because of some very easy fix issues in how the game function, but regularly release new skins instead of rolling a patch a few hours after the exploits were found.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It was bad.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, because there was like three players, 3 characters that like just weren't there.
Yeah,
They were just disabled, and that was like the start of the game. Everyone was just like, "What the hell?"
Yeah,
Continue.
it was bad. Number 9. Ruin the rank system by replacing it with the worst ranking system ever created in video game history.
I can't stand it.
Jake's getting triggered. Step 10. Playing the hero that you like and not Sojourn, Roadhog, Soldier, Kiriko, Anna, every match. GG, well played. You have lost the game. Why bother? Somewhat equally balancing every hero. Jesus Christ. Step 11, announce the death of Overwatch League, losing esports organizations millions in the process, along with millions that they had lost when Blizzard was simply refusing to update the game. Step number 12, announce the cancellation of the PvE mode that made Overwatch 2 have a 2 in the name. Step 13, take what little PvE content was ready and release it as DLC for $15, so technically there is a new PvE mode. And number 14, become the number 1 most negatively reviewed game on Steam.
Josh, I'm really glad.
49.
I'm really glad your Hooked on Phonics came in handy with this.
Jesus, I think once I got to 11, I'm just like, what the fuck am I even saying anymore?
It's
49 people found it helpful.
It's
Yes.
gamers, Josh. Forget it. It's just gamers, Josh.
He's not wrong. He has a point though. Let the man cook. He has a point.
Let him cook. That is, yeah. From the outside looking in, I'm reading all this and I'm like, sad. I'm sad right now. It's what the Overwatch players got is what I wish the Destiny players got instead. Am I awful for that? Probably.
No, you're honestly, to an extent, you're on the spot because think about it. When Overwatch 1 came out, how fucking much did we hear about it?
Oh, dude, it was a bonkers ass. It was Blizzard. It was Blizzard doing Blizzard.
It was
shit.
Blizzard doing, yeah, and it was fantastic. And then it was like, hey, what happens if we poison our game and let it die slowly?
Okay, so it really killed Overwatch. So Overwatch 1 was great until just unbalancing characters. Goats became an issue. If you guys don't know the story behind Goats, it was a team in Overwatch League that just did all supports, 3 supports and 3 tanks, and didn't even play DPS and just roll people, and then everyone started doing that.
That sounds
so
awful.
then that made, yeah, and then everyone started doing that. So then Overwatch had to figure out how to fix it, and they made it into a role lock queue, where you had to have 1 DPS, two tanks, and 2 supports, whatever it was. And then also another thing that killed it was that Overwatch League moved permanently to YouTube. So they weren't live streaming on Twitch anymore, where it was huge. When they moved to YouTube, it died like huge. It was just a huge.
And they
mess.
only moved because they wanted to keep like a certain percentage, and Twitch was like, "Yeah, fuck you," right?
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then YouTube was like, people can't find you, so haha, ha 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 ha.
Joke's on you. We wasted money.
Well, YouTube's live service sucks.
You have to like really go out of your way to find. You basically have to be following the channel already
Yeah.
to find it. I'll tell you what killed Overwatch. It's that goddamn Battleborn. But hey, now that Overwatch is dead, can we bring back Battleborn? Come on, do it. Bring back Paladins too.
I don't even.
Or
I don't
Paragon.
even-
Paladins is still.
Yeah,
oh,
Paladins is still a thing.
I get
Yeah, it's still a
Paladins
thing.
and Paragon mixed up. I think it's
No,
Paragon.
bring back Paragon. Paragon looked so great.
Bring back fucking Paragon. I remember reading about that in a Game Informer and just thinking that game was fucking bananas.
But no, Epic dropped it, and Fortnite. So if anything, I believe it was Fortnite's fault.
Fortnite killed the hero shooter. What's left on the hero shooter? Valorant? Valorant is the only one that I can think of. Maybe
Rainbow Six Siege.
Well-
Apex? Siege kind of sounds like it's messy right now, though.
Well, I don't really
Yeah.
consider Paragon to be a hero shooter. It was more like Smite, where it was like it's a MOBA but like third person.
Guys, as someone who beta tested Paragon, it was awful. Okay.
Okay, now we know.
Actually, no, I wasn't beta testing. I was alpha testing. It was awful.
It looked really good, though.
It looked great.
But that's the reason you were beta
It
testing.
looks great. It doesn't have to play great. It looked.
Oh
great.
no, all the above. It was bad.
All that matters is the hero shooter is dead. The Battle Royale killed it. Oh, Apex is a hero shooter. Kinda, I guess.
Oh no, it's essentially a hero shooter.
So then all that's left, Rainbow Six, Apex, and Valiant. Variant?
Valorant.
Valorant.
Valorant. There it is. I might have had a mini stroke there just now. Guys, great reviews. I'm glad. I hope that we all purchase it. First of all, didn't all these people have to buy the game on Steam to review it?
You saw what?
It's a free game.
Oh, it's
free
free. So we can leave reviews.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not going to waste 2 hours of my life to do that, though.
Yeah,
Bro,
I'd
there are
like to do
people
that.
on there who only had like half an hour that were
Okay.
reviewing it.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to download it still. You still have to at least initiate the start. I'm not fucking doing that.
My fear is that I do all that, I download it and play it for like a half hour, and I end up loving it.
You're not gonna do. You're not
Yeah.
gonna like it. You suck at games.
I do. I really do. Hey, we made it through the end of the episode, and nobody got into a fight. Look at us. Look at us growing, boys. We did it. Aren't you guys proud? You know what I'm excited about? Next week is the last quarter that we're doing, and then we're going to start doing book clubs.
There's a comment on here that says this game is just a knockoff of Paladins.
I'm mad none of us pulled that now. I'm really mad. Hey,
There's just so many good reviews, though. We can't help it.
There's-
hey, Nick here. You can find me on Twitter at that Kaufman. I'm sorry, it's called X now. You can also find me on YouTube and Twitch at Nick Fat Night. I actually streamed recently. That was a lot of fun. I think I was just writing or something, though. I wasn't playing any games. You can also find my reviews on Game Chronicles. Game Chronicles. It's tricky
Plural.
because there's Video Game Chronicle and Game Chronicles. My reviews are on Game Chronicles. Josh's are also. Go check them out over there. We write some pretty good reviews. Josh has his Atlas following up, so that's pretty sweet. Josh, where can the people find you?
You can find me at OnlyFans at I'm Josh Saying.
You better do that. Jake, where can the people find you?
So recently I've been active on Kick. So you can find me on Kick now. I'm kind of slowly going away from Twitter. Or not Twitter. I'm on
Twitch.
Twitter. Twitch. Kick's been fun. It's been chill. I've been streaming a lot of Apex. You can find me on just about any social media.
Oh,
But
since
what's up?
Jake brought this up, Discord. Similar to how you do it with Twitch, can you make it happen for when someone starts streaming with Kick? It lets us know. I said some probably inappropriate things, jokingly, of course, not knowing Jake was live streaming.
What did you say? Can you say it on the podcast without getting the
Oh,
podcast in
yeah,
trouble?
yeah, because I did in front of Jordan. I made the I made the comment. I said I'm Jordan's shitty white guy, and he's my token black guy.
Oh, yeah. You guys have always identified that way. You're good.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So,
don't think,
but,
I didn't even think it was that bad.
no,
to be honest.
but taken out of context, someone who doesn't know the situation could be offended, and then not only is Jake getting shut down, but then people are coming at me and like, guys,
Well, what I've looked at, and I was looking around the other day, they don't have like a report button on Kick.
yet.
I'm going to write my local governor and get Josh banned off Kick. Don't worry. Yeah. Hey, Kick, go ahead and do that so Josh doesn't say stupid shit, I guess. I don't know. Hey,
Just a warning.
Hey, you can find Smashing Game Time on anywhere you get your podcasts. That's Apple, Google, Spotify. We set them all at the top of the show. You know them. We're also on YouTube. We have Instagram, a Twitter, a TikTok. Instagram and TikTok are kind of taking off pretty well. We've got a lot of clips going up with Pat. We've also started a series. I've started a series on, I'm doing a countdown on the Xbox Live Arcade games that came out for Summer of Arcade, going through all 29 of them. During the recording of this, we are on episode 25. 25 was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games. I won't tell you which one. There were two. By the time you're hearing this on Monday, we should be into the teens, pretty close. I'm releasing one a day. I don't want to get too speedy with it. So go check that out over on the TikTok. I'm working on a website. I think I've hired a person. I just can't get a hold of her. She's very busy. So we're working on a website. We're also working on some video series. We're still going to do The Boys Are Blankentown. It's going to happen. It's going to
not gonna
happen in the
happen.
year 2023, I swear. We just got to get all our ducks in a row. Hey, I said it before, I'll say it again. We're a Trident Network podcast. Go check out our siblings. I've also said it before, I'll say it again. Alex Marvin Clark does our intro outro song called Hunt Him Down. Go check Alex's stuff out. We have a link to his SoundCloud down in the show notes. Hey, 2021 Q4 next week. And then after that, we're starting our book club. That's right. Book club is getting started, so gear up for that. Get your To get your Death Stranding going. It's the director's cut, right, guys?
Director's cut, yes.
Get your Death Stranding director's cut ready. Get ready for 30-minute cinematic cutscenes. That's right. It's going to happen. We're going to start doing that after next week. We might also have a guest for next week. Hasn't been confirmed yet, so I won't hint it to who it is. But stay glued here for details. We'll update the socials as we find out if that guest will be appearing or not. Hey, this has been Smashing Game Time. I hope each and every one of you had a smashing great time. We'll see you all next time.
I don't know which Blizzard treats worse, its players or its female employees.